Yesterday, Jeff Sessions essentially reversed the policy that protected transgender workers from discrimination. With his memo, transgender people can be fired for their gender identity, and employers can openly and publicly discriminate against transgender people. Private employers can now hang signs like transgender people need not apply in their window. This memo is a clear discriminatory measure against transgender people, and yesterday, 5 appeals courts disagreed with the memo. This is yet another attempt to roll back protections on transgender rights from Sessions himself and not our elected officials. So let's break this down. No laws were passed, nothing has actually changed but the interpretation of the law. Title VII prohibits private employers from discriminating against an individual because of an individual's sex. Now, the missing key is that Title VII is lacking a definition of sex. Sessions' memo states that Title VII only prohibits discrimination between men and women, not gender identity per se. And while to an extent, he's right, the Civil Rights Act, Title VII, was enacted in 1964, the current definition of sex is not enough in our 2017 society. Gender identity should be included in Title VII in all non-discriminatory practices to ensure that unelected officials or judges don't make decisions on how the word sex is interpreted. Organizations across the country are fighting this administration and their practices. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission stands in stark contrast with the DOJ's decision that has held that transgender employees are protected under Title VII since 2012. 20 states, the District of Columbia, Guam, and Puerto Rico have statuses that protect against both sexual orientation and gender identity discrimination in employment in the public and private sector. So with the federal government's late decisions, we as a nation are regressing and creating a divide between ourselves. But it doesn't have to be this way. In 2018, the midterm elections are upon us, and I urge you to research and get involved with the election. The Attorney General would not have changed the interpretation of Title VII to suit their own bias if we had elected someone with less bias. Vote, get involved with your local elections, volunteer, and donate to progressive organizations. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Thank you all so much for watching. With the current administration the way it is, it's just getting a little bit harder for me to stay quiet. I hope that you feel the same way and that we as a community can come together. Please consider subscribing. I'll see you next time.